had a good day. I had a really good day. How was everybody this fine eve in the chat? I know we're about 2 hours late. That is entirely my fault. But you know what? Totally worth it. Every once in a while, I feel like a person just kind of needs that that incentive. No, just has to kind of delve into the desire to be self-fulfilling. I'm gonna put this on because it's there anyway. Actually, hang on. It's supposed to be not that way. The feathers are supposed to be backwards. But I'm just gonna put this on for shits and giggles because I can. But anyway, every once in a while, a person just needs to be a little bit selfish with their time. Take that moment to be like, you know what? I'm gonna do this thing for myself today. And enjoy it, revel in it, not worry about it. Because I spend much of my life, entirely too much of it, worrying about doing what I'm supposed to do, as opposed to what it is that I want to do, or what I need to do for me to be a little bit happier. So, yeah, I'm not super sorry that I took that moment today to do the thing that I so incredibly needed to do. I'll explain what it was that I was doing today with the 2 hours that I wasn't here live streaming with Polly initially. Which is fine. I don't have to go to work next week at all. We have shut down over the next 5 days or so. So it's not like I am going to die or regret it in the morning when I have to wake up at 4 a.m. to get to work by 5:30 to start at 6. Not a big deal, but yeah. Let me just log into the Streamlabs dashboard so that I don't forget about that. I always forget to do that initially. And it's a silly burger. Okay, so we're live. And I am rambling about just being selfish. Being incredibly selfish. Not like to the degree where you never think about anyone but yourself, but to the degree of like, sometimes you take a moment to do what you need to do for yourself. It's absolutely essential. And that was what I was waiting for. Polly.
Oh.
Hi, Polly. I can explain.
You had to get your delightfully festive colonial hat?
Do you like it?
I'm a little... It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I think these are turkey feathers.
Festive. A wrong festivity, but festive. It's...
Well, I don't have a New Year's Eve hat, so this is about as good as it's going to get.
Sorry. That's what you're rolling with? Oh, that's a pretty good New Year's Eve hat, man.
Yeah.
I'd rock it.
Well, because all the other New Year's Eve hats are like top hats with little New Year's Eve spangles on them and little headbands that just kind of have like little streamers. And they're a one-use kind of hat. And I'm not looking for that kind of nonsense in my life, all right? I don't want a hat that I can only wear one day a year. No. I need something for multi-purpose use, and that's where this comes in. I'm definitely going to wear this more than once a year.
And in a video and then write it off.
And in other things, you don't know my personal life all the way.
Your boyfriend has a colonial fetish?
No, Polly, he's not you.
Well, you leave my fetishes out of this, goddammit. You're talking about your hat, not the hats I've made girls wear.
I wonder how many hats that is. I wonder if... Is it a wide range? Is it a small range? Are we like... Okay. I won't make you
chat.
make us guess.
Let me tell you something that annoys me, chat. You know what grinds my gears?
What grinds your gears?
Hold on. Need to go to the court of dis here. We're going to the record.
Okay.
Leaving out extraneous information, I get a message from Weebo some hours back, says that she's running a little long. She's going to have to push back the start time. Quote, by about an hour, end quote.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm glad I checked Discord because now I know.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly thereafter, or somewhat thereafter, I get another one. Make that another hour for et cetera, et cetera. I'll explain later. And I'm like, okay, very well. Now, see, chat, what you need to understand, and I was trying to explain this to Weebo last night, I think. Was it?
Maybe, I don't know.
With Far there during the movie view?
Perhaps.
Yes, I made an unprofessional diagnosis that Weebo might have some compulsive problems. See, when she says about an hour, what she means is 60 minutes. Like, when you say you push it back an hour, like, I mean, you realize you started exactly like 1 hour and then 1 hour, and that's where you started, right? Like most people, when they say like about an hour, they mean plus or minus. You mean 60 fucking minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying it's a little. I thought I had time to go make coffee. But you know what occurred to me while I was making coffee? I'm like, where's my phone? And I came down to the room where my computer's at to grab my phone, and I'm like, you know what, Weebo? She's weird. She probably started the stream because like I looked at the clock and it's like on the hour. And then sure enough, here she is.
Okay, would you like me to explain why we're 2 hours late for our normal time? Or what should be our normal time?
Sure. Let's just say hello to chat and everyone here. And Punisher, who hasn't been here in so long. How's it going, Punisher?
Hi, Punisher. How you doing? I don't need to understand, which is good because I probably won't. About the hat or
the hat? Why I'm berating you for compulsion? There's all sorts of fucking things that I don't know.
We can go into more detail, but I do feel like I owe you a little bit of an explanation for being over 2 hours. Well, 2 hours exactly late to this stream. So
does it have anything to do with the purchase of the hat?
No, I've had the hat for many, many moons actually.
Oh, okay.
Like at least a year and a half. I will explain the hat, but not right now. I will explain it at a later date and time.
You know that's not a lady's hat, right?
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Does this look like a face of someone who cares?
Yeah, I can feel the glare. Holy shit.
Okay, so
well, what's these like gowns and things of yesteryear? You're always like, you know, looking at the ladies' petticoats and gowns and going, "Oh, that's great, that's awesome." And then you dress up like old timey and you're transvestiting.
Yeah, I absolutely try corny. I'm not just corny. Try corny. Get it? Thank you, Punisher, for that one. No, usually I find men's fashion to be better, historically speaking, than women's fashion. Of course, there are a few sects of history that I will absolutely prefer women's fashion over men's fashion, but typically a lot of the men's fashion stuff is pretty aight. Now, I'm not talking like the frills and the rumps and the, coily doily sleeve thingies. I know that's not a technical term.
You're not into the lace?
I mean, sometimes, but I don't understand why we need lace cuffs for certain fashion trends. Like, just why? What does that do? What good does this provide the wearer? I did not say that, Abaddon. He says men are better. Weebo Jones, 12/27/2020. I did not say that. All right. All I said was that men's fashion tends to trend in a more attractive direction for me personally.
Fair enough.
Yes.
I happen to like men's fashion.
Mm-hmm. But I can do both. While wearing a tricorn fetish hat. Okay, it's not a fetish hat unless it's something you're into.
But that is an accurate quote. Sects of history. That's what you said.
No, sects of history. Like,
well, if you're dropping the T's, I can't be held responsible.
No, you dropped the T in your own head.
You're talking about historical sex while wearing history fetish wear. I just,
Polly, do you need a minute? Should I give you like 10 minutes?
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why were you late? Let's hear the story.
Okay, so it all goes back to early this morning. We had to go back into town where our parents live, which is about 40-minute drive from where it is that we currently live. For both of us. Huh?
When you say we had to drive into town, I'm like, oh yeah, from the farm, sure.
No, because we already live in the city. We had to drive to the burbs. So this is quite a trek in like distance. And I thought I had like scheduled what it was that we were supposed to do all day to give us enough time to get back by 7. No. I underestimated, which I don't normally do. But so we ended up traveling to a few of the family members' houses to exchange gifts with certain people, to pick up food from our parents, to drop off more gifts, and then we had to pick up a pair of shoes for me. And then at the end of the trip, we had to stop at Walmart because our boyfriendo, as you know, doesn't celebrate Christmas on the actual Christmas day. And actually, I did find out when I talked to his father this afternoon why it is that they celebrate Christmas on the 1st. It's not actually Christmas, according to his dad. It's St. Basil Day, or it's in honor of St. Basil Day, which is a Greek tradition where they they give gifts and stuff, and there's a whole bread ritual involved, and there's like a coin baked into the piece of bread that you're supposed to cut into however many pieces that you have household members. There's a gift giving portion of that. It all has to do with giving back to the poor and stuff. So they do that on New Year's Eve instead of Christmas on like January 6th, because he is Greek Orthodox, or Christmas on the actual day when everyone else does it. So he had not gotten the nibblings as presents yet, which we were supposed to give him together on St. Basil's Day. So we had to go to Walmart to grab that stuff. And I did not realize that it was going to take as long as it did, because he had a list of like 12 different items to get the kids. But it's Walmart after Christmas.
It was picked over? Is that what you're trying to get at here?
Yeah, it was kind of picked over.
Okay.
So don't wait until the last minute or the minute after the last minute to get your loved ones Christmas presents. It's a lesson we have learned this fine evening. But in addition to that, a boyfriend still had to get me my Christmas gifts, or my St. Basil's Day gifts. So he was originally going to send me out to the car to get them. Instead, he gave me the gift of like having a look into his mind when he goes shopping for people, specifically me. So I got to watch him walk around the store narrating the process to me of how he picks out gifts for me. It was actually quite entertaining, and I did not want to interrupt it because, it's not very often that I get an opportunity to see into the mind of my boyfriend like that. So take it as a gift. It was a good time. And then after that, we had to get gas, get food, and then drive the hour plus however long it takes to get home from where it was that we were. So that is why we are late, because I did not want to interrupt the process. Because, if someone hands you the ability to see into the mind of the person that is your significant other on like a silver platter, essentially, to kind of gauge how it is that they think in some aspects, you take that gift, you run with it. That is special. It's a good time.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Because I'm sure, Polly, you've had girlfriends where you're like, what is this bitch thinking? Or how does she come to this conclusion? I would really like to know the thought process behind how we get from A to J.
Okay, there was that predicate went on, and I forgot the subject. What were you asking?
What was I asking?
You said you want to know about the process when I had a girlfriend to do what?
No. Okay, so no, I'm likening it to So the whole process behind today, why we were late, was because I got to watch El Boyfriendo shop for presents for me. And then he narrated the whole process and went through all of like the steps in his brain of like what he was thinking about when he was thinking about getting this thing for me. Like I didn't get a say in whether or not I wanted X, Y, or Z thing. He's just like, you know what? I'm going to walk around the store and narrate my thought process, the way that I shop for you. It was a good time. But I like in that too, like, you ever have a girlfriend and you think to yourself, I would like to know how she gets from point A to point J in terms of thinking process. Like, what possessed this person to get this thing or to make this decision or to say this silly thing or to do what El Boyfriendo is doing in the doorway right now? Actually, I already know what possessed him to do that. Anyway, have you ever had that thought?
No. Have you ever seen that meme where there's the couple in bed and it's, I bet he's thinking about other girls, and then the guy's like wondering why buttered toast always has to land butter side down?
Yes.
You know? Yeah, there. That. Have you ever wondered what? No.
You've never had like a need to be introspective, or is it introspective if it's someone else?
No.
No,
it's just plain old curiosity.
I would have thought that you would have, because you are that curious type.
I mean, I guess I have. I don't know. Okay, it's come up, but not in the way that you mean. Like, there's been all sorts of times where I've actually outwardly expressed at high volume, what the fuck were you thinking? But that's not the kind of inquiry that you were getting at.
You're still doing the thing in the doorway. God damn it. God damn. Did you touch? No, you didn't. Okay.
Bitches do love clams. It's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so Basil of Caesarea.
Yeah.
Died on January 1st. It's not just his feast day. It's also when he died. In 379.
Sorry.
What, did you get a fruit bowl?
He just threw his shirt at me.
Yeah.
That's a nice shirt, babe. Don't leave it on the floor. Priorities, right? So fruit bowls? No.
You didn't get, yeah. If you get a fruit bowl, that's reason to get angry.
I've never gotten a fruit bowl. I don't think I ever want to get a fruit
Neither
bowl.
have I. I'm just nobody wants that.
All right. Go finish getting dressed, young man. Thank you, Evolve Potato, for the donation. If we're starting to quote people, I like this one from Polly. Fuck the orphans and puppies, especially the ones with cancer. Or this. Fuck the kids with diseases and the families that want to be near them in the hospital. Both Polly quotes. Polly, what was the context for that?
Obviously.
I don't know, but it probably followed liquor drinking.
Naturally. I would expect nothing less.
I get maneuvered into saying these things.
Yeah, They're not secretly things that you actually think. Oh, I love this comment from Philip Greenwald. What's y'all's relationship? Brother and sister? Cousin? Friends? We are friendos.
That's right.
Yep.
There's no familiarity in this. I ain't Polish.
Why did you have to say it like that?
Because everyone who's Polish feels that way.
The nerve. The audacity.
That was ethnicist.
Yeah. Is that how you say that word?
No, I don't. I've just made it up. I don't even know. Maybe. I don't think it's a word, actually.
Ethnicist. The act of being bigoted against ethnicities.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that just xenophobic?
Not necessarily. You can be xenophobic against low-class people of your own ethnicity, if you know what I mean. I think
That's classism.
that's capitalism.
No, xenophobia has to do with foreigners. Like
Yeah,
an aversion to anyone who doesn't share your ethnicity, right?
aren't poor people really foreign to the ways of normal people?
Well, yeah, but there's an actual word for that. That's classism. Yes, silly goose. So we Weebo a colonial or a pirate? A pirate. This is a pirate hat. These are my pirate feathers, even though I'm pretty sure there are no turkeys on the seas. These are actual turkey feathers. Like,
There had
legitimately,
to be at some point because they got turkeys in Europe.
I got them
get
from
there
the
somehow.
of a turkey. Because that's where they have their feathers.
Turkeys are native to North America.
I didn't know that. Are they really?
Hold on, your volume cut out for me. What's going on? What's happening?
No, your volume cut out.
Oh, there you go. I think you're back.
Hello.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, my headphone jack's janky.
Well, you should probably fix that.
So I saw Belle Delphine's porn video.
I have questions, but I'm not sure I want to ask them live on the air. I guess. Why?
Somebody said, "Oh yeah, she did a full-on porn," and I'm like, "Okay, let's see how many retarded people there are on the internet that went and paid for this. I'm willing to bet that in under 30 seconds, I'll be able to find a full copy of it." Yes, I was. It was that hard. I'm like,
So
and there it is.
Watched it to watch it? How long was it? Like, did you watch the whole thing?
No, I just clicked through it. I just wanted to know if she took a money shot to the face, and she did.
How many? Like, do I want to know details?
I don't know. It was pretty lackluster from what I saw. Like I said, I just clicked ahead. It's like, yeah, there she is. There she is. There she is. Oh, and boom, to the face.
All right, then. It wasn't like one of those meme shoots that she does typically, is it?
What do you mean?
Like, there are plenty of Belle Delphine, or there were before the purge, Belle Delphine Pornhub videos.
Oh no, it was well, maybe.
Like Belle Delphine strokes big cock, and it's a huge rooster that she's just petting.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, that was I'm not going to get explicit, but she takes her right in the face and mouth. It was her. Yeah.
With the wig or without the wig?
Oh, with the pink wig on. It was the video's a whipped cream blowjob. If you want to go look for it yourself, she's spraying whipped cream all over his dick and spreading whipped cream all over herself and blah blah blah, and then ends up taking it in the face.
Did she actually need to do that for it to be a big deal that people pay for? Like,
no, she didn't ever need to do a hardcore video, ever.
Why?
There was no reason for it, no point in it. It's just I figure that she's at a point of dignity. What's that? Like, so.
What possesses a person to film a porn video? I want to know. Like, how do you get to the point in your life where you would sell pictures of your body to random strangers on the internet, knowing full well that the more you do it, the less valuable those pictures become, because the more frequently you post them, the wider to the internet these will spread.
Yeah. But that's what kills me is that I just wanted to know how many moron simps there are out there, because you can get most of anyone's OnlyFans paywalled content because somebody paid for it, and then there you go.
But how does Googling the actual thing itself tell you how many morons there are paying for the thing itself?
Say it again? How does what?
You actually looked up the thing the
Uh-huh.
porn video itself. How does that prove to you how many people?
Oh, well, that's just it. I don't know. It was just I have a very strong intuition. Lots and lots of people pay for it. Like, like that first video, it's like, well, Belle Delphine's back, and she's talking about how thick she is, and it's like, you're a tiny little thin thing. What do you mean how thick you are? And it was so dumb and ooh, and everything was like pink pastel colors, and it was just fucking terrible. And I watched it because I think Inquisitor played it. I don't remember. And she made just, what was it? Like some ridiculous amount of money, 100, 200 grand, whatever the fuck it was in the first day of posting that. And it's like, what, really? Oh my God, why? Yeah. And so of course the same things, she's like, oh, here's my first full titty video. Here's my first video with full body nudity. Here's my first dick sucking video. Now here's my first hardcore video. And at each stage up and up, people are going to buy it.
Okay, so I just want to double check how much bank she is making.
Oh, crazy money. Far says she thinks it was AP. Yeah, I could see that.
It is a lot of money, but what you have to understand is that that's not going to last forever. Unless,
well, as a bunch of people love pointing out, is that she's this master investor with a master business manager and has bought real estate with it and blah, 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 blah. And I don't know any of that to be true, but I have no reason to think it's not true, whatever the fuck. Yeah.
But so long as she puts it in investments a certain way or in something a certain way, smart enough that she doesn't spend it all in one place, like how people typically are with their large boatloads of cash. I mean, she could be set for life after 1 year of doing this, sure, if she's smart with it. But that's assuming she's smart with it, and we're going to assume that she's not, probably, because you always want to underestimate rather than overestimate things. And so, yeah, I don't know if this is sustainable for the rest of her life. Because how old is Belle Delphine?
No idea.
She is 21 years old. Wow, she is only 21 years old. Hot diggity. I don't know. Just, yes, I know she sold her bathwater to Sims Abaddon, but that kind of marketability doesn't last long, because we all know, let's not kid ourselves, we all know that the reason why people simp to her is a lot more to do with the way she looks rather than her personality or any other marketable skill that she could put on the table. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And those looks don't last forever. They barely last 20 years, if that. Unless you're like, I don't know, who's someone who's got really, really good aging props? Jennifer Aniston, maybe? That one actress that played Jang Sindai Another Day, James Bond. What's her face? Oh, she also played Catwoman.
Halle Berry?
Halle Berry. Also ages like a fine wine. Who else? Deco. Do I smell jealousy? Lol. Not so much jealousy as I just...
Oh, Stacey Dash. Jesus Christ. She's...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not so much jealousy as it is just I'm disappointed. I have that whole I'm disappointed in you, mom thing going on right now with Belle. Really, is all. Because you don't want to have anyone sell themselves sexually in order to be a success.
I'm disappointed in you, mom.
like that's no one's dream for any individual person, right? That's not where you want to see a person that you're rooting for in 20 years, success-wise. You know, reduced to someone who's gotta eat 12 calories a day and get a whole bunch of Botox injections just to make money. Is that Stacey Dash?
At 52.
Oh, she aged like a fine wine, too.
Oh, yeah.
Hot diggity.
You want to see something frightening? This is her out for a jog with her 32-year-old boyfriend at 51 years old. Look at those abs.
Oh, that makes me feel bad about myself. I don't have abs. I'm working on it, though. That's my goal for 2021. Is to be
It's
a little
like-
bit more toned.
It's like, I don't like this guy. Like, I don't blame this guy at all. It's like, he's like, you're with an older woman. And it's like, yeah, but it's this woman. It's
Yeah.
Good for you, man. Shit.
Yeah, who got the better end of that stick? The chick who played Sonya Blade in the first Mortal Kombat movie. I've never seen a single Mortal Kombat movie, honestly. Yeah, Michael Hatfield. No one says they want to be a hoe when they grow up. Yes, this is no one's 10-year life plan that they come up with in middle school when they're telling their teachers or drawing on like a stick figure picture of, this is what I want to be when I grow up. No, that's no one's dream. And it's not just because we shelter the youth and keep them under wraps about these things. It's just, that's not what people envision themselves doing. Like, I'd like to see a 5-year-old go, I want to be like Belle Delphine when I get older. And if I am, I'm going to be knocking some parent heads.
Knocking some what?
Knocking some parents' heads.
Oh.
Yeah, if I see a 5-year-old who's like, I want to be Belle Delphine when I grow up. Weebo will have rage.
Well, if she has Instagram or whatever the fuck on her phone, that's a major influence right there.
True. Bar says, that's not true. There was a girl in my high school that wanted to be a stripper. And again, I am disappointed. I am disappointed. I have the same reaction to that I do to Belle Delphine. Big sad. Big sad.
Well, as Inquisitor would say, it's not the woman that I'm mad at. It's the simps who encourage it. What I don't understand is that when there's Belle Delphine types out there, why are you bothering wasting your time with someone like Invader V?
Honestly, right? But I think for Invader V, the appeal isn't so much in the sexualness of it. It's more so in the now this is less so now that she's been yelled at for it, but the findomness of it, maybe. The princessy aspect of it, maybe. Because she does have that whole like prim and proper, oh, I'm a Disney princess. She was actually a Disney princess working for Disney at, Disney World at one point. So,
except that she's all the things she was revealed to be. Holy fucking conniving, trifling woman.
Yeah. The Assassins of the Grey. Weebo, are you not aware that Instagram model and YouTube star is a rising career declaration among students? Yes, I am aware of that. But
Scary.
I wouldn't really consider Belle Delphine to be an Instagram model or a YouTube star. She is an adult content creator, if I'm being generous with that. And she's most notable for her erotic everything. Like, I don't see children in the 5th grade declaring that they want to be erotic Instagram models. I better not be. There is a difference, believe it or not, between selling your body like that and trying to entertain the masses. Adult content creator is Weebo for thought. Yes, Abaddon, it is. It is, honestly. Just tuned in and Weebo is wearing a tricorn hat. This should be fun. This is totally not Alistair Mycroft. Yes, that's the general idea. I don't know.
You know what bugs me?
What bugs you, Polly?
Well, like Zombie Teddy said, there's a number of things that bugs me, and here's the most recent one that I thought of. It's fine to say, oh, well, it's people paying her. It's the moron simps that give them money when they could just go get their stuff for free, and they do it just for a name call out or whatever. I don't know. Anybody knows who these people are beyond their disgusting little depraved, degenerate world on Instagram is because when you go to news entertainers, like so-called reputable news sources, they're reporting on what Instagram influencers are up to. Why?
Yeah.
Because they're the same kind of smut merchants that the Instagram people are. They just like to maintain a veil of credibility. But they're smut merchants the same way. Oh, who's showing too much ass? Who's causing a controversy? Like, you want to talk what makes them mainstream enough where people are actually aware of them on a wide scale, not just people. The fact that everybody knows what an influencer is. People go, well, it's because there's lots of money flowing into it. Yeah, there's lots of money flowing into lots of things that aren't reputable. International arms trafficking, for example.
Yeah. Well, like what Nuke the CCP said. Prostitutes. Get it? Prostitutes.
Yeah. I do get it.
Prostitutes. Aye. What I don't understand is how they can... Okay, so you have your internet life, right? But everyone knows who Belle Delphine is offline, too. And she's big enough and famous enough that... And this is another thing that I don't understand regarding porn stars, too, but to a lesser degree. People know who she is offline, too, in her personal life.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, the people that she knows IRL, how do they cope with that exactly? Thank you, Pink Hollow, the driving ape. Man, every girl when I was in 6th grade, this loneliness is killing me, and I still believe. Give me a sign, hit me, baby, one more time. Yes. Yes. But yeah, how do the people in her personal life cope with that? Like her mom. I think she doesn't have a dad, if I'm not mistaken. That was a thing. No, I'm not just making that joke because that's the joke. I genuinely think she does not have a father.
No, I believe it.
And I've seen that.
Yeah, I believe it.
But like, yeah, grandparents, even cousins, uncles, aunts, like family that love her. How does one reconcile that? Exactly.
You don't? I wouldn't.
Like, she's big enough
I'd ignore
that everyone knows her. Assume you come across her as like her cousin one day on Pornhub during a wank session. You don't
want to see a family member doing porn, man. It's gross. Like, Jesus.
Like, there's... These are the semantics that just run through my head when I think about this stuff. I cannot not think about them. The Assassins of the Gray. No father equals, how could toxic masculinity do this? Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I guess. Thank you, next 6 minutes, for the donation. If you still have not learned the way of the otter, you have a chance to gain enlightenment and harness your chi. The Great Otter will be on my last 2020 65 stream this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. If he remembers, that is. Lol. Sub to Polly for great mojo. No, I will be. I'll be there.
Also from the next 6 minutes, thank you for the donation on Streamlabs. Digging that hat, you Sims have the benefit of having a great personality as well. Your Sims have the benefit of you having a great personality as well. There we go. Speaking of Sims, this girl has a merch store. Help her have a happy new year by buying some sweet gear. While you're at it, sub and share her content. High fives. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well,
yeah.
I was, I mean, Six is one of the most chill people I know on the internet, but that was still a sideways way of calling you an e-thought. Claim you have Sims.
It's okay. I've been called worse.
You're an e-thought, Weebo, but you do have a nice personality.
Thank you. There's more to me than my big tits. We all know this.
Humble brag.
There's a lot more to me, actually. Weebo has a big personality. And I do. I have an obnoxiously large personality. Bear to bear, you continue business as usual. I hope you don't continue business as usual when you come across a family member on Pornhub.
I would continue business as usual in the sense of like, how do you cope in daily life with it? Compartmentalize and move on.
Okay.
That would be my answer. What else are you going to do? I'd compartmentalize and move on.
I don't know. A braver person would continue business as usual in the other regard, I guess. I don't know anything about that, though. I don't think I have a family member that is into porn. If I do, I hope I never find out.
I remember that episode of Seinfeld where they're in the video store because it was a 90s show. Those were things back then, kids. And they come across the adult section and they're looking for a gift for some party that Elaine's going to. Elaine's forcing Jerry to go to some party.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for a video gift. He goes, "Here, why don't you get her this?" And she goes, "Whoa." Like, obviously it's porn, right?
Yeah.
"What do you think their parents think of them?" And Jerry says, "Oh, I'm sure they're very proud." "Oh, yes, that's right. My son Jonathan. Well, what's he doing now?" "Oh, he's a public fornicator. He's..." Go binge watch Seinfeld. It's awesome. It's a great show.
I should probably watch it because I've never actually seen it. Functional goes, "Why is Weebo such a Puritan?" Because I am.
This is a Christian channel, goddammit.
This is a Christian family channel. No, it's purely a personal preference, I guess. Like everything that I've set aside, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want with your body, with whomever you please, so long as it's consensual and you're all adults. It's fine. Having said that, I will talk mad smack about it, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
It's just talking point for me. I'm not going to not have my opinion about it. Sorry, that's me. You can do what you want, and I can have my own opinions about it. That is the way that the world works. That is the way the cookie crumbles.
If Weebo's camera's not turned on, you're missing 50% of her expression, I'm telling you.
Yep. And 50% of that expression is in the dimples.
I don't know. I defy you to spend the rest of the stream sitting on your hands. It'll become rapidly boring without your gestures.
You're missing like half.
Do the jazz hands for us. You took
camera.
tap and jazz, right?
No, I didn't. I took ballet.
You took ballet? There's no jazz hands in ballet?
No, there's a lot of.
I've seen.
From what I remember, this was when I was 5, though. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was that part of ballet?
Yes, actually, this was part of ballet. And then doing the worm with your entire body, that was also part of ballet.
Wow, ballet's come a long way.
I haven't been in a tutu since I was like 5. But I haven't really. So aside from growing a pair of tits, I haven't really grown much or changed much in like 23 years facial wise. There's a wall of pictures at my dad's house, and up until 5 or 6 or so, like that's when I stopped looking like a kid, and the rest of my entire existence, every year since then, is just another picture of me present day. Kind of looks weird.
Fair enough.
Kind of sketchy.
I ran into a guy. I'm out at a bar with a few friends, more of a pub type situation than a bar.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were done eating, I decided to step outside for a cigarette because I have these stupid ass rules about smoking inside. Anyway, I step outside and I run into a guy I haven't seen since high school, and he goes, "Don't you age?" And I was looking at him and I didn't take it as a compliment. And let me tell you why. It was a comparative statement. It's like, no, I age, just not nearly as badly as you. What the fuck have you been doing with your life? Meth?
What have you been doing with your life? Meth.
Oh, he looked like hell. His face looked like a catcher's mitt. His hair was falling out. Well, what was left of it was gray. He looked terrible. Look, of course I look like I'm ageless. I'm not. You just have.
By comparison.
I know what happened. He got married.
What's that supposed to fucking mean, you bitch? I'm sorry. Hang on. Did the existence of a significant other to spend the rest of your life with cause one to age prematurely? Is that what I'm hearing from you?
I didn't say significant other. I said marriage.
Just the act of being attached legally to another individual gives someone the look of, oh, meth for the last 10 years?
I'm just saying, once you know that you can't leave without going through an immensely trying ordeal that will be entirely slated in the woman's favor to a very high degree, through which she can exact as much painful revenge as she wills. And so you basically know you're stuck there. That'll drain a man.
Well, if you have doubts about the relationship, I guess.
Say that again?
If you have doubts about the relationship, I suppose, then yes, it will age you prematurely, especially if you get married without knowing with absolute certainty that that person is the one for you.
Amen.
And will never change.
I agree.
This is why I think that people jump into relationships too soon, because you haven't actually gotten to know that person at not just their best, but also at their worst. You want to know a person through thick and thin, through sickness and health, before you actually make that commitment, because you can't make that commitment without knowing absolutely certainly that, hey, we can make it through this. Alrighty.
Daniel Follman said a wedding ring is the world's smallest shackle.
My uncle was married to a woman before he was married to my aunt, my father's sister, he's been in a relationship with for at least, my cousin's 24 years. And he said that the biggest mistake that they made was not living together before they got married, because they didn't live together before they married. They moved in with each other after the wedding. And that was how they found out that they were not meant to be. And so that was why they got a divorce. But what I'm getting at here is you want to trial run all that stuff beforehand. Yeah. Which is why I think that waiting to have sex until marriage is silly. Which is why I think that waiting to live together until marriage is stupid. Yeah, no, I think you absolutely need to take those steps before.
A whole bunch of people started offering. People are so sensitive about their age and the way they look. I get it. I hear you. Yeah. But it's just like it can drive people to start making comments like Dr. Kiev, said maybe he's just jealous. Well, I can understand that. And he's like, I've got like a full foot on him, and he's a little. It looked like a trollet before. Now he looks like a full-grown troll. So I can
trollette.
Well, I don't know. Whatever you call a mini troll. Garden gnome before, and now it's like a full-grown troll. Of all potatoes says I can age 15 years in 5 minutes just by shaving. Yeah, some people like that. With a beard, they look older. Without the one, they look older. Like there's people's faces that can wildly change with
that's
with
the
a
same
beard
thing.
for sure.
Regular hair too, just as much as facial hair. Regular hair itself can change your look immensely. If you cut it, if you make it longer, if you shave it all off. Like bald Weebo looks a lot different from long, luxurious mane Weebo. I assume. I've never actually had hair shorter than like here, shoulder length, beyond growing it out when I was a baby. But of course, that's vastly different in looks.
Brad Young says better to turn gray than to turn loose. That's what my dad says. He goes, I don't care if it turns gray as long as it stays up there. And it has for him, and he's getting up there. So I'm like, oh, that's a good sign. And I know they say it comes through your mother's side of the family, which is why I asked my mother if my grandfather, because I don't have any grandparents, did he have hair? And my mom was like, oh, yeah, right up till his dying day. I'm like, good. Next 6 minutes asks, how old do you think I am? I've never thought about it until right now. Let me think. I'm picturing you. I don't know, mid-30s, 34, 36, somewhere in there.
Abaddon goes, we need bald Weebo now. No, we don't.
Send me a profile picture. I'll turn you bald in Photoshop. We'll see what happens.
Oh, no.
Well, I won't make it offensive. There's no way to. I will simply give you baldness. Like, put your hair in a ponytail and send me a profile pic. You know what I'm saying? And then
the problem
I won't have to add ears.
Like, I have this droopy chin thing going on right here. I don't like my profile at all.
No, shit. I meant not pro. Okay, I hear you. You're right. Wrong word choice. I mean, looking like straight ahead. Send me a mug shot, but not ugly. Because everyone's mug shots are ugly. Like everyone's driver's license photos are ugly. Mm-hmm. Send me a picture of you in a ponytail, woman. That's all I'm saying.
Fine.
Okay.
I would go bald in exactly one scenario, and that would be if, like, one of my friends had cancer and they were losing all their hair and they were having a particularly difficult time with the
solidarity.
Yeah, I would do it for solidarity. I would shave my head in solidarity.
So would I.
And that's about it.
Harder for a woman, I think, than a man to do it. But yeah, I think I would too. Far says she looks like she's permanently 14. Now, that's not entirely true. In the right light, she can look 16.
Oh. I actually don't know how old Far is. How old is Far?
24. She said it repeatedly on stream, so I'm not doxing her. She's 24.
She's older than me?
And looks like she could easily be your baby sister. Yes. Like
in that she is in the youngness, or like she actually looks like we could be related? I've never actually seen
you're both blonde.
But is she this blonde color?
No, she's blonder.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, I don't mean to be super invasive, Far. I'm just curious.
Super invasive. 34, Polly. Wow. You made my day. I'll be 44 in May. Well, keep on keeping it together with meditation and booze and lots of sleep, my friend.
What is that is on your head, Weebo, says Michael Trudell. It is a tricorn hat with feathers in it, and these are turkey feathers. That is all. I'm not going to explain why I'm wearing the tricorn hat. There is a reason, but I'm not going to tell you yet, because it's not the time, and I'm not allowed to yet. But I will. Far says it's pretty similar, though. I'll turn on the camera at some point to compare. Okay, we can have that session.
I actually have one picture of Far, but it won't be helpful.
Oh.
She's in the blanket, under blankets, and the lights are off, and she's giving me the finger. I said something to piss her off, and she had already gone to bed, and so she decided to hold her fucking camera out and take a picture of her flipping me off.
Sounds about right.
And I'm like, wow, that's a keeper. Just her eyes are above the blanket. That's what's funny about it. I'm looking up just enough to be able to see that I'm flipping you off properly. So you know what I did last night?
What did you do last night aside from watch Barbie: A Christmas Carol with myself and Far?
We did. And then afterwards, Platy Far and myself went and watched the Scooby Saga Part 6, the Return of the Sped-Eye.
Oh, you watched Return of the Sped-Eye?
I finally watched it. Yeah, it was Christmas was a little crazy, and I was watching Christmas themed stuff and etc. And I wanted to watch it, but I wanted to watch it with people.
Yeah.
That had seen parts 1 through 5. You know, I could have watched it alone. I watched parts 1 through. I binged the first 4 parts.
Yeah.
That was intense, man. Like watching them back to back to back was fucking intense. And it was funny because AP came over on Christmas Eve to Noir Bar, which was awesome having him on. But I'm like, yeah, I haven't seen part 6. He's like, you haven't seen part 6? Like, and I was like, nah, man. It was I put that up days ago. And I'm like, I know, and I really want to see it. I just haven't gotten around to it. But we watched it last night. And it was hell of a ride, man. Hell of a ride.
Was it 2.5 hour?
2 hours, 25 minutes. Fuck.
Yeah, 2.5 hour long video that he put together. That is a full length fucking movie, people.
And once again,
movie.
Tip of the hat to AP. Did a great job. Like he makes it really, really entertaining, man. It's a hell of a ride. One thing, like, okay, I heard about the calls that Inquisitor got because, you know, we're friends, stream together, we're hang out in Discord and stuff, right? So I found out about his situation with Scooby, like when it happened, and he told me about it.
Yeah,
there is no, and what a great example. So I've known about it for a long time, and what he said and how Quiz reacted, and I think Quiz was dead on in his reactions at the time, still to the day, except for 2 things that I discovered yesterday that I didn't know until viewing part 6. Okay, one, how boss of a response he sent Scooby in Discord. Then paragraph response was boss level. Scoob, I've got nothing to do with this. I didn't leave your server. It was nothing personal. You're tripping out, but you're trying to insinuate me into all these things. Just fuck off. He handled it extremely well. Like, it was just, it told him to get fucked in a really great way. And Reject too, one of the minions. She just boss lady. She's like, yeah, sure thing, bitch. Like, such a. But when he called me in the morning, it's one thing to be told this. It's another thing to actually hear the voicemail of, I haven't forgotten about you, motherfucker. It's like, whoa. Imagine having that come on your fucking voicemail when you're trying to get coffee in the morning going to work.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jesus.
It's gonna be on your mind all fucking day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, I wonder, like, so most of the stuff that happened with all of this, I got like a front row seat to it as it was happening, because I had people coming to me left and right with their screenshots and their stuff. Like, it wasn't just the stuff that was happening personally to me that I got a front row seat to. It was everybody's shit. So the rehashing of this, I don't know, it's just kind of gratifying to have everybody else know exactly what it is that I knew about for forever. And that's not even all of it. Like,
You're 3/4 Yodo. Nice way to put it, man. Jesus. It's probably watched a full works day's worth of compiled Sperg. Okay, when you put it that way, it was over an afternoon while I was doing stuff. And so parts of it were on the background, even though I had the monitor. Like, I was watching on my laptop and I was doing stuff, but that doesn't make it better. You're right. It was a full work day. Jesus. It was a weekend.
Yeah. And now AP is reporting the man.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Formally doing so, taking it seriously, because from what I understand, Scooby went and he called his elderly grandfather.
Yeah.
Who's
That's
blind.
what I heard. And you know what's funny about that? My thought shot back because we were talking about Pat's response when Scooby had called what he thought was his phone and in fact called his daughter's phone. Ooh.
Oh, I remember that. I remember hearing about that.
And I've brought that video up a few times. Like, Pat's a nice guy. He's been on Noir Bar. I've hung out on Minions with him and stuff like that. He's nice. And I've been on his stream over on his channel. Fun time. You don't want to get Pat, man, angry, man. Like, it's a whole different ball game when that guy's mad. Like, you see the clip, right? It's like,
yeah,
something. All of a sudden, he's cussing. Like, he doesn't cuss a lot, Pat.
No, he does not.
all of a sudden his brow furrows, and it's like, you don't want to make that dude angry, man. And we were talking about that with Far and I with AP over in Noir Bar, and he said, yeah, if anyone called up a family member of mine, I wouldn't handle it as well as Pat. I'd flip the fuck out. I'd blah, 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 blah. And the next thing I hear is Scooby called one of his family members. And I was like, oh. I'm not surprised he did what he did then, because he did exactly what he said he was going to do, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And then he told everyone else to also do the exact same thing so that we have the chance of that being put through and taken seriously and brought up on charges, so that it is accelerated. But personally, I don't know what would actually come of that. And at the same time, I'm hesitant to actually report him formally because, as I said to you yesterday, in the United States, you have a right to face your accuser in a court of law. So assuming it got to be that far, as far as I know, Scooby doesn't know who I am, what my name is, where I am exactly, where to find me, how to get in touch with me, none of that nonsense. And I don't want to put that on his radar because I know it wouldn't go away, especially if it didn't go the way that we wanted it to. So I'm still hesitating on the whole report filing thing.
Wow.
Personally.
That I can understand. But I mean, I know this is like 2020 hindsight after the fact type thinking on my part. But I had the same thought through that whole thing that I kept saying aloud through the first 5 parts. Why didn't he just stop? Like at this point, and then at this point, and then at this. And it just keeps going. And it's like, why don't you just stop? It. Yeah, it's like AP and Pete Noid were telling in part 6 to Dark Ninja. It's like, you realize if you stop acting like a frog, people will stop fucking with you. You know that, right?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's sort of the way that it works. I mean, most of the time. Sometimes people will just pick a target and keep going, but that's rare. Usually, if you stop acting like a frog, people will stop fucking with you.
I don't know.
Yeah, and if All Potato says it's like, he's not a very smart man. That's what Blatty and Farr were saying. It like, come on, it's not going to happen. And I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
even if you claim the guy's dumb, like eventually it's just like, this is not a winning battle, if you know what I mean. Like,
no one wins, honestly. Like, he doesn't get what he wants. We don't get what we want. I don't even know what he wants at this point. Like, what?
Yeah, next this was about a girl's birthday party. Yeah, it was too.
And none of the people that he harassed, honestly, were involved in the non-invitation of that girl's birthday party either. Here's the thing, right? I was not on air. I don't even know Leaf. I barely met GCV. The original people who were supposed to be on the stream, who were invited to Chaos 120. I was on hiatus when all of this went down. For whatever reason, I decided to invest myself in this because I'm like, you know what? These are people that I am friendly with on the internet. Let's sort all this shit out, because I was getting like 8 million different stories. I'm like, all right, send me screenshots of the bullshit that it is that I'm supposed to be looking at that makes a case. What is being said? Why is it being said? And point blank, I was just getting screenshots of Scooby being an absolute Sperg, and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing with this? And the explanation that I got was just this. Simply, well, that's just Scooby. That's the way that he does things. He that's the way that he talks. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not okay. Let's have an apology, okay? And yeah, maybe we can do a whole ass stream where Scooby defends himself or tries to explain what it is that he's doing here. But honestly, I don't see, unless he makes a big ass change in the way that he addresses people, I don't see this getting any better. Honestly, that was my whole thing. So I went to bed one night and I was like, all right, guys, after a meeting with the Chaos 120 stream, after a meeting, I was like, all right, guys, make Scooby apologize. If you collect enough screenshots, we can do an evidence stream or whatever to like discuss this, to talk it out, and then everyone can put their shit to bed and we can all go our separate ways. that did not happen. What happened was in one of the first couple of episodes where he hops on stream and he just starts threatening people again. And I hear about this the next morning from, I believe it was Irate Prostate, telling me exactly what happened. And I think I got a recording of everything. And I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, Pat's here. What's up, Pat? Were your ears ringing? We were just talking about you.
We were reliving the glory days of the
Yeah.
Scooby Saga.
We're talking about how you could turn into a very frightening man.
Yeah.
Justifiably, don't get me wrong. But, you know, what also occurred to me, because it was, you got AP on his stream busting balls over on Tonkasaw on occasion. He'll bring the guy's name up, or someone in chat will bring him up and he'll just say blah, blah, blah. Both those guys have problems that stem from the same thing generally. It's like, okay, there's lots of weirdos online. There's lots of people that not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone's going to get along. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. The problems all start because you go around threatening people. Tonkasaw and Scooby combined.
Yes.
That's where all of your problems. Like, stop threatening fucking people. If neither of you guys are saying, I'll beat the shit out of you in Nashville, I'll get these people to come after you, here's the people I know, you should be afraid of me. Be as weird as you want. There's going to be lots of people that aren't going to like you, but why the fuck you go around threatening people?
Yeah, if you target individual people, they will have it out for you. That's literally how retribution works. If you specifically go out of your way to threaten a person because X, Y, or Z reasons, and there you go. The next 6 minutes. Weebo John, Scooby purposely waited until you left that hangout to tell us about his plans to blacklist Skull City. We tried for almost 2 hours to talk him out of it. Yeah, I remember waking up the next morning and hearing about all that bullshit, and I'm like, this is at a point where I didn't know who Gulf City was. I was like, who the fuck is Gulf City? Why are we blacklisting them? What happened? What did I miss? It was completely out of left field because I didn't understand what the correlation was, because there was none. Let's be honest. I honestly did not understand why anything went down the way that it did. And I gotta say, thank you, AP, for having spelt it out so beautifully, gone through the effort to kind of, get all of it in order so that I could actually understand the order in which everything happened. Because as someone who was sitting front row when all of this shit went down, I didn't quite understand what was going on until I actually saw the documentary series. It took a completely separate person who was not there to get this all sorted out.
Christopher Strasser, I think, also asked, who is Scooby earlier, and is Gulf City blacklisted? The answer is 1, you don't want to know. Good for you. And the answer 2 is no. It's that's about it.
Yeah. Brad Young, I never noticed the hands until Polly pointed them out. I can't not watch them now. Yeah. Oh, nice. All right. I'll have people self-conscious. I'll just be super self-conscious about people just looking at this. Yeah. So
that was a fun time.
To be completely upfront, Scooby 331 was an ex-co-host of mine back in the Chaos 120 days, which was my first ever streaming show that I did with a whole bunch of other YouTubers. We just kind of rotated nights. It was similar to Minions of the Zoo, but not really. We will never have that level of, tightness.
Hello? Okay, you just kind of stopped talking.
No, I was just reading chat again.
Okay.
You were out of the loop. I was gone throughout the entire drama, and when I returned, all my friends hated each other. Well, almost. Yeah, I remember actually. I think. Yeah, Rich came to me about something or the other, and he wanted to know what happened because he was completely out of the loop. But he was like, I don't know. He was asking me something because he'd gotten some information from Scooby that kind of put me in a really, really, really negative light. Like, absolutely, completely negative. And I kind of straightened him out on that. Gave him the screenshots that I have of the incidents in question. And then I think I forwarded you to the documentary series, didn't I, Rich? Pretty sure I did. Don't be. It's adorable, Weebo. All right, I guess I won't sit on my hands. I'll try not to. But okay, so speaking of our favorite documentary series, Sperg, that we all know and love. Not the bad one, but AP specifically. And Sperg in the sense of like does an abundance of research to a point where it is absolutely autistic in nature. You know his other subject of ire? Kimber?
Yes. Yep.
This happened today, and I was so confused as to why it happened. But this is AP's Twitter, by the way, at late night AP, secret late night guy. He's got a picture of Scooby as his avatar.
Okay, go on.
Just so you know. So I guess Kimber posted this to her. I think this is this her Facebook? Or what is this? I think this is Facebook. But she goes, also, Weebo now goes by Foxy and she's on Twitch. But would you like to would you look at that? It was like the Angels have more control than Bacca does. You guys want to try Diablos next? I don't know what that means, but apparently my name is Foxy and I stream on Twitch now.
Oh.
I don't know what she's going on about, but she thinks that we're the same person, even though both of us do face cam. Apparently Foxy's an actual person.
Okay.
I think I know which Foxy she's talking, or this is in reference to, but I'm not quite sure. But both of us do face cam, and we look nothing alike. I don't know why I was brought up on this. I don't know what's going on.
Well, you know what? We can commiserate on that because it did the same to me a few months back. I got a tweet from AP saying Kimber's talking about you. Did you see that you have information that you refuse to reveal? And I'm like, what? Are you what? It's I looked at her Twitter. It's like, Polly, are you ever going to come forth and tell the truth? You're holding on to this information and you're not letting it loose. And I'm like, who are you?
What's going on?
And then a week went by and it's like, well, it looks like Polly is choosing not to be honest. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
Internet crazy people, man. I don't know what goes on. I don't know how. I don't know why, but it be. You know what? I'm just glad because I haven't really heard from Scooby in several months. Anything about him, anything pertaining to him in several months. And I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it makes me worry because I'm like, what could we be planning? What does one have to do? I'm not quite sure, but what does one have to do in order to get on that radar again? It could be anything, honestly.
Well, it's like Pat said earlier in chat. It's he gets angry and people don't want to play with him anymore. And when he's run out of people to play with, I think this is a total guess where he just starts going over the list of people that have, left his server, or he goes to, he just goes through his list of people of contacts of people that he used to stream with or know in some kind of way, and selects one somehow. I mean, think about it. Quiz, like, he hears from him, then doesn't hear anything. Then 6 months later, gets another phone message and another threatening one. Scooby, stop threatening people. Jesus Christ. It doesn't make you any friends. It doesn't fix anything. It only makes it worse for you. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Mannix, I am so glad I have no idea who any of these people are.
Yeah, Christopher, in the chat, no offense, but as a relatively new viewer of yours, well, who the hell are these people and why should I care? So they are. So just, Kimber.
Just refer him to AP's video and leave it at that. Video series.
Yeah, can someone link in the description in the chat the AP series. We can do that. So okay, if you do YouTube long enough, let me just disclaimer, since this is kind of irrelevant to people who haven't been around for as long as a lot of other people. If you've been on YouTube long enough, you kind of have a tendency to collect crazies, like a social card, right? Um,
Oh yeah, I do. I mean, WR Costin and fucking BG are both in chat, man. You collect crazies. You hang out online, they're gonna come around.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. You guys are funny.
it's absolutely nuts. But yeah, you tend to collect crazies like it's a social card. It's not. It gets to a point where it's not drama anymore, but it's just kind of your own personal lolcow.
Yeah, unfortunately, like lolcows are one thing. Like they could be the Chris Chan type where they're just sort of fun from afar.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like, Scooby and Tonka Saws, they get into violent threats and weird shit, and it's like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Here, you know what? I will link. Is there?
Well, Abaddon the Despoiler is not wrong. 9 hours of lore, that's nothing compared to the amount of Chris Chan stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
no, you're not wrong. Not even close to being wrong. Yeah, Chris Chan Scott is arguably the most documented person who's ever lived, which is frightening, but true. But I mean, Chris Chan's not calling people up saying, I'm going to see you before Christmas and shit,
Okay, I have the link to the thing. There you go. If you would like to get some quality lolcow shenanigans in, start it from episode 1, work your way all the way up to Return of the Spedi. It's Star Wars themed, so you shouldn't get bored, hopefully. But yeah, if you get bored and you find yourself lacking in content, this is always a fun way to go. This will get you caught up to speed. It's only 9 hours of Spergy content. But that's Scooby's not the only crazy person that I've had. Like, there was a guy back in the very early days of Minds when it was still fresh and new and, people didn't quite know what to do with it. And I still don't know what to do with it. I had a Sperg that actually did dox me. This was back when I only had like 300 subscribers. And I don't know, he kept creating account after account after I kept blocking him to harass me. And this was my very first instance of this happening. He kept making accounts after I block him, and he'd keep taunting me with my own docs everywhere. And I just, it was terrifying. I was horrified. I think Six was there too. Because this was not that far back that I didn't have any subs, but this was far enough back that I had 6. It was a thing. Yeah, Minds was a thing. I haven't logged into Minds in forever, honestly.
Yeah, I have a Minds account. I haven't logged in and I don't even know how long.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, that was my first Sperg. And then a little bit later, when Heart Progress was a thing, everyone remember that? It's when they were trying to normalize pedophilia on Twitter.
When what was the thing? Heart
Progress.
Nah, I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure it was like a 4chan op, honestly, but it was a number of accounts on Twitter making efforts to advocate for MAPs, minor attracted people.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that it was a 4chan op because I was young enough and dumb enough to think that it was legit. Yeah, Irate Prostate remembers Heart Progress. And because I thought it was legit, and this was also back in the day when I was young enough and dumb enough to argue with anybody ad nauseum about their opinion, just on Twitter. This was before we got to 240 characters, I think. First time I was ever privately messaged but given my docs information. I actually have the receipts somewhere on this hard drive. The person started off with reading off my personal information, my brother and my sister's, and my dad's information. He actually used my boyfriend's father's picture from a Facebook account and his last name to get my attention, to get into my DMs, to have a conversation about me, with me, to get me to shut the fuck up about Heart Progress and stop discussing this with them. But on top of that, in addition to just that specifically, This person tried to extort me into meeting with them, like independent of this subject, to take sexual photos for money.
Right.
That was terrifying.
That part I remember. That part of the story I remember. Yeah.
So that happened, and I absolutely do have these receipts somewhere. And you know what? Honestly, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'll show them to you if you want. I have them. Like, oh, not that. I have them blocked out.
It's really quick. Abaddon mentions, remember, Polly, Christian drew pictures of the girl that he didn't want to. Yeah, you're not wrong. The revenge porn up in his, drawn revenge porn up in Sonichu.
Yeah.
Have you ever read his comic, Weebo?
No, I haven't.
It's worth reading. First issue's legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like he gets vengeful in the way that only Chris Chan can, including those people into his imaginary Quickville world.
Yeah. Was that Martus Flevas? No, that was not. Yeah, I haven't. Okay, so I really did try to watch the Chris Chan documentary series.
It's the 89 part one. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get invested.
I've watched every single part. Far is to blame.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god. Right, where is this fucking file that I had of receipts? Because I totally had it, but I don't.
Like, and now it's way past the fun part. That's my problem with this documentary series.
Yeah.
It's past the confusing fun part. Like, we're just Chris Chan's like, what are you even doing? Like, you don't even understand what's happening. It's like watching anything David Lynch has ever done. You're just fighting for some kind of understanding at all. And now it's gone into the part where Chris Chan is now Christine, like he's transitioned.
Yeah.
And he's about to start talking about the dimensional merge because he's influenced to think that everything that was ever created, like in an animated style, really exists in an alternate universe. And the My Little Pony universe is going to merge with our own. And so the dimensional merge is coming, whereby they will, yeah. Yeah, that's the point. I'm waiting for that to happen, the dimensional merge aspect, because right now he's just doing like legal battles and selling his own. Damn it! What are those little Nintendo figures you could buy that would do certain shit, like open up certain armors and stuff for your characters when you put them on top of the game console? Amiibos?
I don't know. I'm young internet, not old internet.
Well, yeah, I'm finding all this stuff after the fact. So, yeah, Amiibos. There's Farrakhan and Six and Evolved and Brad, and everyone knows about Amiibos but me and Jacob Jet. He made his own. He would buy Amiibos and then cannibalize them to create his own characters that he had created. Sonichu, which is a bad combination between Sonic and Pikachu.
Yeah.
The electric hedgehog. And sell them on eBay, and then he started just selling random shit on eBay that, like, stands for all of his custom Amiibos. And that's the part that the documentary series is at right now, is Christine's desperate quest for money.
The selling of random shit?
Yes. Right down to garbage. I'm led to understand. That hasn't quite happened yet, but Far tells me at a certain point
it'll get there.
Chris Chan is up on eBay and Etsy selling like just trash, like shit that he, she, it, they, zer found around their house.
That's how you know you go crazy. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta grab something. So.
Well, all right. All right. I can't believe I'm the one talking about Chris Chan. How did this happen? Far's the shit. What are they called? The Chan expert They're chanologists, Christologists, I think. I'll tell you, if you're interested in Chris Chan, there's the British Chris Chan that is highly underrated. And I've talked about this repeatedly. If anyone needs to make a documentary series, it's on Jahans is the guy's last name. Christonians. The Jahans needs to be more known amongst the lolcow community, because this is a guy who's like actually done bad shit. This is a guy like bear hugged his father to death after getting a massive blast of testosterone, because for years in his life he was suffering with a condition that I forget the name of it, where you have extremely low testosterone, and as a male that means you have heightened estrogen, because everybody has both, but males have much more one than the other. His testosterone was so low that it was unmeasurable when he went to the doctor, and the greatest piece of humor there is that both of his parents are medical professionals and didn't recognize his extremely high-pitched voice and the fact that their son had grown breasts and et cetera, et cetera. So he starts getting testosterone treatment. Now, this is a big man. We're talking like well over 6 feet, like 6'3", 6'4", and now he's blasted with testosterone for the first time in his life. And so he's become a violent man, like unintentionally so, because he can't control his rage. So he's up all night screaming on the internet at people mocking him, and his dad tries to calm him down, and he's like, I'm gonna bear hug you and show you what, and then unintentionally crushing the life out of his dad. 4chan was the one to diagnose him. That was the sad part. They saw him, he took his shirt off and helicoptered his boobs, and when they saw this, they went, oh my God, he's clearly suffering from X condition, whatever it's called. I don't know. And you need to go get checked, man. Like, for this condition, I'm willing to bet that that's what it is. You have all of the signs. And sure enough, yeah, he did. His two parents, both medical professionals, one a senior administrator in the NHS in Britain, and the other one a biomedical researcher, I think. Just failed to notice this. Jahan's story is just great. Of course, he starts writing his own fiction like so many lolcows do. His was Doctor Who based, where he was, oh God, it's been so long since that story was told, that video we watched. He was like a collector going around collecting miniaturized versions of the women he wanted. It got weird, man. Very weird. No,
that's why you always have a thingy. Wait, what did I miss?
I was explaining to them about a lolcow named Jahans over in Britain. The British Chris Chan, he gets called. In a lot of ways, he's more entertaining than Chris Chan, but because only on Britpole, that particular thread section of 4chan or what have you, were people really paying attention. So he kind of fell under the radar. Not a lot of people know about him. And on a really small channel that I dig, they did an interview with a guy from Britpole named Black Adam, who laid out the whole story very, very well. He seemed to remember all the details of it. And it's a hell of a 2.5 hour ride. Listen to Black Adam tell you the story of Jahans. Oh man. So what you need to go get candy? Is that what you left us for, to go get candy?
Yes.
Oh.
I needed candy. Okay. I think I found. Oh.
My ramblings are delightful, Lion Patriot. It's fine.
They are. Let's see.
Could we wrap this up for the 90-minute thing? I actually have a call that I have to make for the 90-minute time stamp. Maybe do a couple of minutes of questions if anyone has one.
Mm-hmm.
And they usually don't, but that's fine. We will ramble amongst ourselves.
I have so many receipts.
Just looking up your files of things past?
Oh, yeah. Like, I could totally do a slideshow with you guys. It'd be mildly entertaining. Would you guys like to see it? Like, Polly, would you like to see it?
See your receipts file?
Just the one that I was talking about with the heart progress bitches. Like, I have it all pre-blocked out specifically for this purpose.
See, you know what I was thinking? Just real quick, back to the documentary I was watching yesterday. We're reading some of Dark Ninja's attempts at a troll, and he calls himself an alpha troll.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, he makes himself a troll, like he makes himself an asshole where nobody enjoys him being around. Now you take a look at you take a look at Evolved Potato and BG and who else? WR Costin. I mean, they don't make me look good when they show up in chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, the things they're saying are positive.
Yeah.
But they're funny. Even to me, they're funny. You know, that's the difference. I remember just looking at the stuff that Dark Ninja was writing, and just calling people awful things is not a joke. That's not a joke. It's not even based in anything. But you like to fuck little kids, don't you? Blah, blah, blah. What's the joke there? That's just accusing people of shit.
That's not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Pinoid and AP were having the conversation with him when that clip was recorded, it's like, man, you have to be funny. Pinoid goes, well, I am funny. No, you're not. He goes, well, I think I'm funny. He goes, well, just you're not. It's
No. I think I'm funny. Yeah, well, you're the only one that thinks that. Bruh. All right. So
Dan Foreman asked Polly, will your otter be dressed as the baby New Year next? I do have a New Year otter ready to go.
Oh, does he have a tricorn hat too, like me?
No. I should do that for Patriots Day, though. Yeah. Colonial otter. Who doesn't want that? I mean, Christmas otter goes for a few more days. I am a firm believer in the 12 days of Christmas. The 12 days of Christmas begin on the 25th. They don't end on the 25th. People got it all ass backwards. It is still Christmas tide, y'all, and it is into January. So for Christmas Eve night, I might have the party hat bottle carrying otter ready.
All right, you want to see the screenshots? I went and I dug them up just for you,
Sure.
Polly. Okay.
All right.
So here is the very first screenshot that you would technically see if you were me. Goes, so this is the actual account. And like I said, it was boyfriend's dad, last name, and then some other information. This is like old school Twitter. This is on my iPhone, so very, very old receipts. But it starts out, this is the only accounts that he's got, or the only replies that he's got, I guess. It goes, Weebo Jones, are you? And then my name. This is important. I need to talk to you. My name. Hi, my name. And then this is the DMs that we had. This is a very interesting DM conversation. He goes, or I go, hello, who are you and why do you think my name is my name? Don't be silly. You've been playing with fire. This is all really, really Spergy and like, well, Spergy. Let's just put it that way. We know everything about you now. Really? Your little brother, my little brother's name, is a friend of mine, so don't play the fool and listen to me. Are you there? I'm intrigued with what you think you know. God, I even played the Spergy part.
God damn it.
So he goes, ha ha. We have a full profile of you stored. You've been getting in the nerves. You've been getting in the nerves of HP. Heart progress. We? Yes, we. Oh, of course, heart progress. What do you know? We know. Trust me. You got on the nerves of some people. Good. And we have connections. Oh, so scared. Oh, mind you, this entire time that I'm having this interaction, I am scared shitless because this guy does actually have my information and he's like already proved it. And I'm like,
wow.
He goes,
funny.
I'm not trying to scare you. I have your phone number right here. And it is your daddy's number 2. And your daddy, my dad's name, number 2. Should I call my dad and tell him you've been a naughty girl? Cat ate your tongue, Weebo. You're funny. I'm not. Let's work on a deal. my name. I think you're a smart girl and probably a beast in a sack.
Wow.
Mind you, I was a freshman in college when I got these.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I was relatively fresh to the scene. So don't disappoint Mimi. Hilarious, and this is also at 2 a.m, as you can see by the timestamps, because I'm taking these screenshots as they're coming in, by the way.
2 a.m. Why does it always happen?
I don't know, but nothing good happens after midnight, okay? I'm just, like, nothing good happens after midnight. Don't make any like, life-changing decisions after midnight. Don't piss anyone off after midnight. Nothing good happens after midnight. So then they go on to say, are you going to deny you were sexually active years ago? You have a good pair of things on you. They probably grew around the time you were 12. I bet you developed quite early. Sorry for the typos. I'm drinking some coffee. Sorry for the typos. I'm drinking some coffee because that's what I care about at this point in my entire existence, in our entire interaction. I'm sorry for the typos. So anyway, I go, you assume a lot. Do you think it's possible we meet in real life? Question mark. You are very sexy, and I don't want to offend you. I'm dead serious. I touched myself to one of your videos. Please don't ignore me. I could be in my state by Saturday. By the way, this was not the current state that I was in. It was my home state, because I went to college in a different state. Remember that. We can arrange a meeting. Just one photo session. 1 hour of your time. No nudes.
Oh, no nudes. Okay.
Oh, how thank you, gracious.
The creep just went away.
Nobody will find out. I promise. Oh, you are amusing. I'm not joking. Please consider what I'm telling you. What are you telling me? I'm willing to pay more. I'd only release the photo session to the Russian market. Nobody will ever find out. Only the Russians, okay?
That's the gold. That's the win right there. Only the Russians.
You assume I care a great deal about nothing. If you have PayPal, I can advance $100 right now. I'm not doing anything for you. $250 on PayPal right now, so you know I'm not joking. It's only a photo session with clothes. $3,000. You're talking to a brick wall. Sorry, bud. Hold on. $4,500. Tell me, what is my phone number? Because I still want him to, like, give that to me. Because, yeah. I will advance $500 on PayPal right now. Some people ask me for it. They saw some of your pictures and were dazzled. How about a private Skype session? 30 minutes and the same amount of pay. You only have to tease him. No nudity. What is my phone number? Don't play hardball with me. I'm being very nice. If I were a girl, I'd take the money. Who else would pay you that amount of money for 1 hour or 30 minutes of your time? This is professional. This is professionals. Guys, this is professional. Let me just iterate that. This is very professional. I'm not the photographer myself. We'd also pay for your transportation. It can be done at a hotel, so you know it's not shady. Oh, at a hotel.
Nothing shady has ever happened at a hotel, ever.
Yeah. During the day. Oh, shit. This one didn't make the cut, did it? Hang on. I'll read this. I'll read this next one. You can take a friend with you. I'm willing to $1,000 in advance. That's the limit of the budget I was given. Okay, so this is the next part. This is the fun part where I respond. So, all right. And I'm being extremely nice because it sounds a lot like you're attempting to blackmail or at least coerce me into something by threat of docs, which is very illegal. The fact that you're allegedly connected to HP certainly doesn't help your case. So I'd say I'd have a very strong case for intimidation, coercion, threat of doxing, and the like. I, too, happen to have connections. You don't meet the FBI's hostage negotiation squad and not walk away with a few numbers. This is actually the truth, by the way. Heads up, Scooby. I'm sure all I have to do is point them in your direction, and they'd be on you like wolves. Okay, so this is the next part of that conversation, and it is actually censored. Hopefully the rest of it is. but I'm a dum-dum, I guess. So he goes, hold on. I'm not trying to force you to do anything. I was only hired by some people. The ones that want the pictures have nothing to do with the other people. It was never my intention to scare or hurt you. Please calm down. If you don't want to accept that offer, then fine. All I'm saying is that I would do it if I were a girl. There's literally like zero risks. It certainly sounded like it was to me, name dropping and such. Let me say this. You can tell the people you were hired by to go fuck themselves, or it'll bring down the law on them. They may have connections and a file on me, but I have bigger connections with ample files. My image is not for sale. I will not be threatened. And you, sir, should know when to give up before I get the notion to backhack you and discover all your secrets at that of your employer. This was me just talking out my ass, by the way.
No, it's fine.
He goes, please accept my apology if I offended you. I was only asked to deliver the message to stop messing with HB. I don't even know what that is. Who are you? I only run a site of erotic photographs in the deep web. I'm a Russian citizen in the US. I was hired by a woman. I go, Heart Progress is a pedophile activism movement. Which woman? He goes, that is unfortunate. What is her name? I'd never get myself involved with that. All the girls on my page are 18 plus. Tell me everything you know. I'm sure I get their IDs and everything. Or I make sure I get their IDs and everything. I never send my photographers to shoot an underage girl. Well, I think I'll abort this mission. I was told by the woman you were harassing her and her children, so I thought you were a bad person. I was even told what to say. I was paid $250. Which woman? I offer a service on the deep web for this kind of things. I don't have her name. I only have to fill out a form. Max. Then you have to verify with your voice that you're real. Credit card payment and the deal is sealed. I'm deeply sorry if you're innocent. I'm trying to make a living. This is how he makes his living, by the way. I understand, but you must also understand that this is rather very serious. I'm ashamed. Trust me. I thought you were bad. Perfectly understandable. I'm at this point, I'm just trying to give me more information. She wrote that you were harassing them, making her scared. She even wrote that what she wanted me to say. Of course she did. How long ago was this? This is very hard for me to verify things, but I think I screwed up with you. It was about 3 hours ago. Yeah, sounds about right. Because this was when we were having our biggest issue. And then the actual handle for the lady. You need a browser tour to access my site. Sorry again. I have a wife and daughter, and I try to be honest, but it's hard in this world. The request about you was unusual since it's mostly guys I have to intimidate. I understand business is business. I apologize that you had to get caught in the middle of this. I don't know why I apologize to this guy, but I desperately wanted more information, I guess, at this point. And the best way to get someone to cooperate is to make them feel like you're giving them an inch, I guess. So you can take them on.
Oh, okay. So
So that's the end of it. That was the most interesting parts of that.
Well, that's good timing because I just got the message.
All right.
So what the hell's going on? You calling or what? It's like, yes, I am. So
all right. So I will let everyone go. Sorry this took so long, but it
was worth it to see the creep, man. Holy
I know, because no, I don't feel like anyone ever believes me when I say that this is how bad it can get, but it can absolutely get that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really quick. Manic asked if I had finished my Egg of Spite for this year. No, not in time for Christmas because I had a whole bunch of other shit going on. And but I am going to finish it during the 12 days of Christmas. So when I'm done, I'll post it on Twitter. Thank you for asking.
Yep.
It's colonial themed.
It's colonial themed. Oh, yeah. Boy.
What it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to go make your phone call, I can close out. It's fine.
No. Well, just
I feel bad that I kept
it only ever takes you 20 seconds to close out, so let's close out.
All right. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us this fine evening. Thank you so much for those who donated, for those who liked, commented, shared, subscribed, and the likes. We deeply appreciate it. You guys make this show happen. If you didn't, we would probably have this conversation in the dark recesses of Discord or whatever, but it's fine. Right. Don't worry about it. Polly, do you have anything you want to show?
Just my channel in general. I was editing a video today together that has more of Far's animations, well, animated otters in it, where I'm doing a live read of the world's most hilarious legal filing. And it's a collab with Irate Alex. He's in it for a minute, so that's cool. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a good time. So yeah, I was editing those parts together, waiting for Alex to send me his part, and yeah, it's going to be a blast. So that's coming forward, and we still got Norbar and Combo Curation just passed its 100th episode, and so lots of fun stuff's going on over there. Check out my channel, yay!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I'm working on our collab myself.
Oh, are you cool?
Mm-hmm.
Like Lion Patriot said, Polly's got a broad weight, and yes, I do.
Yes,
and,
he does.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll let Polly get to his broad, and we'll sign off. Thank you guys so much. We'll be here next week, same time, same place, same otter, same face.
Have a good night, all.
Good night.